Alright, what's going on everybody? Anime Ramble back with another episode. Today we'll be discussing Kaiju No.8 chapter 67. What is going on? Well, if you remember where we left off from the last chapter, Kafka and Hoshina recently went to go start training Kafka in the squadron style of fighting, right? They go to the cemetery. Hoshina gives him all of the background information about where this style comes from, when it was implemented, and they saw the ghost, right? So since then, he has been left to his own devices. I'm talking about Kafka, and he's been training, doing the different exercises that Hoshina has told him to do. Hoshina was like, if you don't do them, I'll know. Kikoru's there, I guess, sometimes, but he's really down on his luck. He's struggling, he's going through it, and Kikoru in this moment has to tell him, hey, these are the same exercises that Isayo, her father, had to do in order to learn the style, and that brings a little bit of comfort to Kafka in this moment. But if you really think about it, why did she have to tell you that? You know what I mean? Like, you could just assume that somebody who knows the fighting style was trained and did the same, if not very similar exercises to the one that you're doing. But considering that Hoshina's the one that's teaching you and Isayo taught Hoshina, it's the exact same exercises. He's being dumb in this moment. There really shouldn't have been that much confusion, but nonetheless, he now knows, so he's training even that much harder. But in this moment, Kikoru has a reason for being there. She pops up and says, hey, you're training, you're out, we trust you, so here's your phone back. You haven't had it for 2 months. You need to check in with your squad because you haven't spoken to them in the same amount of time at all. He gets scared again, but he finally does. He opens up his phone, he turns it on, and immediately it starts blowing up with all of these notifications. So he's in his head at this point. He was like, they're going to think I'm a terrible person, I'm a liar, they're not going to want to talk to me, they're going to want me dead, all of this. So then a phone call comes through, all right, and it's Reno, and he tries to answer the phone, but because he's panicking, instead of answering the phone, he just ends the phone call, which makes you look like a dick. So now Iharu's calling, and he answers Iharu, but it's not Iharu, it's Reno, and he's like, yo, how are you going to answer the phone when Iharu calls, but you don't answer the phone when I call? And he tries to explain the whole situation. They're going back and forth, yada, yada, yada. And even as Kafka is trying to explain, he doesn't have an explanation. I really fuck with him for this. He was like, I don't have any excuses for why I didn't try to hit you up. And Reno, again, just laying it on thick. He was like, even if you did have your phone confiscated, you should have tried to find a way to contact us. That's easy for you to say, Reno, because you weren't actually at the base. You didn't see what he was going through. This man almost died. He almost died. He almost lost control and then almost died again. He had tests run on him. He was strapped to a table. Like, it's very easy to sit back and be like, yeah, you should have tried harder. How? He was strapped to a table. There was no trying harder. How about this, Reno? How about you tried to go and see him? Why didn't you try that? Why didn't you and Iharu try to just go and see the man? Putting it all on him, and you know they're not going to let this man out or give him a phone because they don't know if he's friendly or foe. So no. That's an L on Reno's part. So now Iharu gets on the phone. He's starting to talk, and he was like, yeah, we're scared of you. The power's not normal. So because the power's not normal, and the power is clearly kaiju in nature, they're scared of the power, but everybody in the 3rd division is not scared of you. Because for the most part, every single one of them saw you defend them when you punched the bomb back into the air. Now this brings a little bit of worry, because even though Defense Force Base 3 is cool with them, everybody else is not, okay? It's entirely possible that people are going to reject him from the 1st, 2nd, and 4th division just based off of that fact. And it is a tough bullet to try to swallow, that you've been fighting kaiju your entire life, but this one's suddenly good. It's going to be a very tough day to get everybody on board with the fact that this is just the one that's good. After that, I mean, Kikoru's like, it's time for more training. And that's really the chapter. I mean, look, not much is going down. I would assume that Kafka needed that confidence boost to get him through the training. It's been weighing on his mind for quite some time. I mean, we hear about it every other chapter or so often. He's extremely worried about how he's perceived by his friends. He's extremely worried that he's not going to be accepted back into the Defense Force. You should be worried about not being turned into a weapon, but you know, to each their own. He is a human at the end of the day. I can't say the same for Reno. Hashtag Reno is not human. But I think I've rambled on long enough. This is definitely a shorter video. Not much speculation. He's training in the style. Our ghost friend doesn't come back. Kikoru is training as well, getting ready for whatever. She needs a new weapon ASAP. Please have mercy, give her a new weapon. But I think I've rambled on long enough. If you made it to the end, thank you. If you're new, go plus ultra and smash the subscribe button. Let me know you rock with the content that I put out on the channel. Like the video if you like the video, dislike the video if you dislike the video. Comment on the video your thoughts about what you think is going on. How is this going to proceed? Is Kafka gonna get his arm back? And I'll keep the content coming as frequently humanly possible. And I'm out.